Thanks for your patience with us, fans, as we work through our minor issues that we have here and there with the broadcast of our 2021 DNA Swag Hoop Classic. So thanks for sticking through, and I don't know, maybe you liked it better without the sound, I don't know, but too bad you got it now, and it's Dave Tingley joined by Taya Bailey. And Taya, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be back. Good basketball so far this weekend, so I'm really looking forward to how the rest of this tournament plays out.
And Riverview starts this game much like they played the Bernice McNaughton game the other night, struggling offensively at one end of the floor, not getting the shots that they want. And it is winner take all.
I was just going to say,
these last two.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody goes home today, right?
In these two men's games we have tonight, winner goes to the crossovers, loser does not. So this is big for both teams, and FHS has come out firing here. And another turnover by Riverview, and it's just been the story. Not clicking offensively are the Royals, and they're a high-powered bunch, so it's a puzzling beginning to their DNA Swag Hoop Classic here. And we talked to Coach McAleese before the game, and his focus was, you know, when they get stuffed on that screen roll up top, how to counteract it when teams are guarding it well. And they did not react well the other night, and they haven't started here this game out very well. 6-0 early. And harassing defense up top from FHS, and can't execute a pass. Can Riverview. But missing the lay in there was Lance Mumbercat. But heroic stuff from Wyatt Adu up top. Harassing stuff from FHS here. Tyler Stoyles is trying to get going. Rims out on the three, and it's rebounded by FHS and break the other way, and a nice feed inside, but stuff there was Matthew LeBlanc. Up top, Lance Mumbercat now to the left, and a feed inside, and two more for FHS, and that is number 14, Matthew LeBlanc. It's timeout Riverview.
Quick timeout there by Coach McAleese, and can't blame him. Things look like there's great potential for them to get away.
Yeah,
so.
It got away from the Riverview girls last game very quickly against Moncton High School, a scoreless first quarter from them, and picked it up from there, did the Riverview High girls, but a moral victory isn't what Riverview High boys are looking for here tonight.
Right.
That's for sure.
They're looking to play tomorrow is what their goal is.
Everyone is, and everyone's going to play tomorrow, but you're looking to play in the right games tomorrow.
Right.
You're looking to play in the late games, not the early ones. And right now, Riverview on track for an early exit here from the Hoop Classic unless they turn things around, and they've got the talent to do that.
Absolutely.
So they are on the list of teams expected to challenge for the Aiken Center this year. It's a wide open on the boys' side, everybody's saying. And these two teams you're looking at are in the mix, but a team that we saw the other night, we didn't see last night because they played at the only game not played here at the Crandall facility for this tournament, played at Bernice McNaughton last night. Bernice McNaughton in a minor surprise. I mean, I don't think it's a huge shock because we know how good Bernice McNaughton is, but maybe the margin of victory, a 13-point win over a pretty good FHS squad coming off a tournament win with some impressive wins last week over KV, Leo Hayes. So a little bit of a surprise at maybe the margin of victory last night.
Absolutely. And I mean, you got to be mindful that these two programs are known for consistency and having, always, putting out a good product. And FHS, as long as I can remember, I mean, when I was in high school, it was a team we had to worry about, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Tyler Stoyles running the point for Riverview. He is their sharpshooter. Has not gotten his game off so far in these two games, but he's not shy about firing, and nor he should be.
Yeah.
He's got to look for it. Riverview's not good if he doesn't. He's their guy. He's the engine that makes them go. FHS getting into their offense now. Owen Black here. Looking for Mumbercat. It's not there. Up top to Ewan Robertson. He drives the lane lefty. Met in the lane defensively and finishes through contact nicely. Noah McDonald tried to cut him off. Just wasn't able to stay vertical there, Taya.
Strong take to the hoop, too. I mean, that's part of it, too. And that's why you teach your players to attack the hoop strong, because in that situation, even if he does go up straight, he's going to have to move if you get that contact because you're coming to the hoop strong.
And Ewan, one of the 3 grade 12s on this team for FHS, a younger squad, coming in a little bit figuring maybe a little bit of a down year for FHS now. FHS's version of a down year is different than other people's.
Right.
A nice step through there to get off the schneid for Riverview. Is Tyler Stoyles, and they need more of that from him. Mumberket breaks into the lane, and he's going to go to the line for 2, and another foul from number 12, Noah McDonald.
Slow to get up.
Yeah, took a little shot there. And the Mumberket name is a familiar one in the Atlantic provinces. I don't know if anybody – hey, hopefully there's lots of FHS fans watching. I know you didn't get to watch your game yesterday. I hope you're joining us today. I'm an RHS guy. I'm going to try not to be biased. My man's going to keep me in check here. We have a rivalry that's, that's pretty intense, Riverview High and FHS, and I was a member of that for a long while, both a player and as a coach. So, listen, I'll try to be fair to you guys, I promise. But I hope you're all listening. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Tweet at us. I'm at Hoops Tingley, and you are.
Well, now that the information that you just gave out about how you're going to behave on this broadcast, I'm going to keep my handle to myself for a little while. Just until I see how this starts to play.
At 180. Anyway, you hit us up on Twitter if you like and let us know you're watching, where you're watching from, if you're up there in Fredericton, and if you're enjoying the game, and if you can add any color to our broadcast about your players. We learned a little bit from the coaches. Coach Mike King was very forthcoming about his guys, but we like to know as much as we can about your guys, and let us know if you're out there watching. And they are going on the break. Is FHS and a nice righty finish, kind of a awkward looking one, but laid through by Wyatt Adu. And a 15-2 start for FHS. And Riverview just in the muck. Can't get anything going here. Stoyles, though, will try to run things through. Player of the game, Marcus Hunt-Mugga, sets a screen for Matt Susi. And Brennan Deverex up there on the floor now. And Hunt-Mugga is going to try a long one. And that looked to me like it was probably late, and it was. And Mike King talked about the key to their loss yesterday really being pushed around by Bernice McNaughton the same way they did Riverview High. He talked about how they try to rely on their athleticism to get on the boards instead of finding a man, putting a body on him and boxing out, and that did not work well for them against McNaughton. I can understand why. Physical Bernice McNaughton squad.
Well, it appears they decided to change that up and address it. So.
A little bit so far. And FHS fans, too, allow me to get used to your guys a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've seen these guys play, if ever. So it's going to be a little bit of number 8 passes to number 5 here. So bear with me while I put names to uniform numbers here a little bit. I've read up on them, but I haven't seen them play in a while. So number 10, Aaron Hicks checks in for FHS, a grade one of these youngsters for FHS. And there's another one, Caleb Scholten, driving in. A long shot there, missed, and it's not corralled by Riverview High. So it's 7 seconds left on the shot clock for FHS. A short clock situation. See what they come with. Oh, and a nice roll there, but not a well-executed pass. William Wallace in the corner was stuck. And now Cameron Evans not able to get up the shot in time. And a good defensive possession from Riverview High.
Riverview going to have to deal with that FHS press right now. It's a strong man-to-man press. They're really, you can tell that they work hard on their man-to-man defense, and coach is going to really push them for it.
And they're sensing a little bit of blood in the water here early, I think, with Riverview. And it's going to be a 3-second call from Marcus Hunt-Mugga. And he was expecting a pass or a shot there from Matt Susi and didn't get it. They're having a little discussion about it. And into the game, Mulu Morrison now for Riverview. Gets beat up top. Way too easy, but not a well-executed pass, and Hunt-Mugga in there to pick it off. And Riverview's got a chance to bring this back a little bit. And there goes Tyler to the hole, leaves it off.
The right decision in that moment.
For Deverex to lay it in. It was a good decision. And Tyler Stoyles with a couple of plays here later in the quarter, and pick it up a little bit here for Riverview. Kind of feels like almost they should be down more. So bringing this back to maybe a single-digit effort. So FHS now, shot from the corner, in and out, well-executed break there. Just didn't go down. And we're missing a uniform number, kids, that will correct there at the break. In for Mulu Morrison from 3. So one number 11 misses on one end, and Morrison answers on the other.
So just a little bit of chip away time about to happen, and that's okay. I mean, it's a long game. We watched a great one last night between Sussex and
Harrison Trimble.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was similar in that way.
Yeah. Trimble just kept fighting and biting and
got to stay the course. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Riverview, a little bit of a mini comeback here. That's a deep one, and we talked about his range. He can make it from out there, believe it or not. But I don't think that was a shot that Coach wanted in that case. I don't think that 3 was really required from 8 feet beyond the 3-point line in that scenario. That little momentum going. Caleb Schulten now initiating the offense for Fredericton High. Diminutive, but already impressive ball handling from him. But a turnover there. Morrison got his hand on him. He's going to go out in the break. He pulls up looking for help, but he's going to take the lefty jumper. Again, probably not the best decision in the moment, and the decision making for Riverview a little questionable here the last couple of possessions.
Coach McAleese is going to keep the rotations moving until he finds one that works.
And that's a luxury he has, because it's a deep bench he's got. He's got a lot of kids that can play.
Absolutely.
This isn't 5, 6, 7. No need to shorten your bench if you're Riverview.
Right.
So he can afford to try some things, get some combinations, find something that works. And FHS is not capitalizing on some opportunities here to stretch the lead out. Riverview feels like it should be a bigger deficit, but it's only 8. Given the rough first quarter they've had. Now 9.
And I mean, that's a responsibility of FHS, right? Like, you've got them in a position where you can really stretch this thing and make it a problem for them. You got to take advantage of your opportunities.
That was a pretty offensive play, just too strong from Hunt Mugga, but they get the rebound, set up for 3, in and out. Hunt Mugga again gets rejected this time. It's going to stay with RHS, pardon me. Good work down in there by Hunt Mugga, just not quite finishing with the touch that we saw him in game 1 against Bernice McNaughton, where you're in player of the game. Into the corner for Morrison. Swung all the way around. Hunt Mugga's going to come up and set a screen for Deverex. Rolling to Hunt Mugga. Not able to finish again. Sticks with it, though. Again, another miss. Yeoman's working there, but not getting rewarded as Hunt Mugga.
He's battling.
4 seconds left. And a turnover at the buzzer. And we're going to go to the break with Riverview feeling like maybe they stole one in this first quarter with the way they played, and yet still only down 9 to FHS as we go to the break in quarter 1. And I don't know what you think about that first quarter, but
well,
Riverview, I mean, look, it definitely turned a corner there about halfway through the first quarter, and opportunities were created in the paint. They got a few more paint touches, didn't settle, but then again, it was inconsistent. I think Tyler Stoyles took an ill-advised 3 up there. Mulu Morrison on the break had some guys joining him, decided to take a jumper anyway. There was some questionable stuff there. They can get some stuff going to the rim, but it looks like against FHS here.
Yeah, and I honestly I don't believe either team is really running their stuff. Like, I know both of these coaches, and they're both great coaches, and they run systems.
They do.
And neither team is really running their systems. If you look at FHS, the reason they got out to this lead is because they got some turnovers and got out for fast breaks.
Yep.
It wasn't in the half court that they were pulling this off. It was happening off of turnovers that they were causing.
Sure was.
In the half court, their percentage right now isn't that great. And same for Riverview. The only difference is that Riverview's not getting out on the break. And so they're not being able to capitalize and put those points up.
And it's not that they're not capable. They got athletes just like FHS
Absolutely.
does. They got offensive firepower just like FHS does. The struggle the other night in the half court for them was that screen roll where where Bernice McNaughton was sending 2 guys to Tyler Stoyles, and they had no answer. They had no counter. They were stymied, and Coach talked about how yesterday's practice was largely speaking to, hey, if this happens, we've got option B, C, D,
Right.
And they just didn't go through their progressions on their offense and take what was there. They were forcing it an awful lot against Moncton, and they're doing so again here against FHS. But again, only a 9-point deficit. Feels like it could be more. Deverex on the attack. And well defended there. Mumberket, and it's going the other way for Ewan Robertson, who lays it in. And a bad first possession here from Riverview. Getting out on the run, though, pushing the ball. See what they can get. Deverex to Liam Rafferty and to Mulu Morrison. Matt Susi over to Hansen. Hansen with the 3. Flying in there for the rebound is Susi. He's got some pins on him, does Susi. Some springs. Not able to corral it, and it's going back to FHS. And this FHS team, we talked about, expectations maybe a little down from where they normally are, only because they're a younger squad than normal. Only 3 grade 12s the way we talked about, but right. Those grade 11s, grade 10s have got some game. Oh, and a nice up fake from Robertson. Finds his man in the short corner, and that was pretty.
And that's where Riverview have to be smart. They can't allow FHS to start playing in their half court because
they'll execute them to death.
Right, and right now that was the only thing really keeping them in it, is that FHS wasn't able to run their half court stuff.
Yeah, and Hansen and Rafferty not able to connect on that screen roll. Another turnover. So in the half court, FHS to start this quarter executing very well, and Riverview not. And it's jumped out to a 13-point lead here, 20-7. And that's a long 3 and a missed box out there. Deverex was stepped around. Matt LeBlanc missed his shot, but he chased it. But it will go back to Riverview. And Coach Mark McAleese is not going to like that missed box out. Deverex comes and meets the ball. Over to Morrison.
Morrison loses the handle on that one.
He does. Nice cut, though, by Susi. Not able to corral it. Lots of ways to turn the ball over here. Riverview's finding. And just like the girls were, too one-sided. They're trying to take the first shot, the first opportunity that comes to them. Patient.
Right.
Move the ball. Other side. Get some paint touches.
Some of it
you got 24 seconds.
Some of it too is the body language too, right? Like
yep.
In a lot of cases, like right now, I wouldn't have to come in and look at the score to see that RHS is down right now.
Excellent point.
Right.
Excellent point. Morrison though,
and that matters.
Job harassing
right?
the ball there, create a turnover. It absolutely matters. Your teammates look at you, and they look at the grade 12s and the guys on the floor for leadership that way. Stoyles gets cut off. Morrison's going to have a 3 in the corner, and he launches, misses, rebounded inside by That was Rinsler, and back out for 3 to Stoyles.
Stoyles finally got one to fall.
He did. Let's see if it opens things up for him a little bit. Morrison doing a good job. He's been harassing the ball handler. Mumberket up top. A 3-year player on this team already in grade 11. Nice D there, but what a cut. Mumberket playing without the ball. You'll hear his name a lot in this game. Lance Mumberket, grade 11 captain, 3-year member of this team already. Shoots the 3, moves without the ball well, as we've seen already. Stoyles running that play with Susi. Gets inside and finishes for 2.
And that's what's expected, right? For now, you have to take over. I mean, X's and O's and all of that are great, but sometimes it's just, okay, I'm the guy that I carry the weight on my shoulders. Yep. Let's get to it. I need the ball. Let's go to work.
Absolutely. And a nice block there by Rinsler, doing some things, Bryson, on both ends of the floor. And Mulu Morrison injected a little bit of energy here too, defensively for the Royals. Got to see if he can play smart. Oh, Rinsler trying to cut that off, and good, well defended there by Riverview. Bellying up, and it's going to go back to the Royals. So picking up the intensity here on this end. some of these substitutions changing things up. Liam Rafferty, Morrison, Bryson Rinsler changing things on that end of the floor for Riverview. But they got to take better care of the ball. Almost another turnover. Morrison, though, gets a chance to Rinsler. And that short corner misses. Look at the crash by Susie, but he gets rejected. And Fredericton going the other way.
I don't think either team is going to make the paint a comfortable place for anyone to be tonight.
Not by the looks of things. Athletes all over the place in this game. And driving to the lane is Owen Black here, and he's going to go to the line for 2. So a 10-point lead here for FHS. Riverview hanging around a little bit, fighting back.
And that's been steady now. Like for the past few minutes, it's been a 10-point game. They're trading baskets. It's just if RHS decides to trade baskets until the end of this thing, they'll lose by 10.
but Riverview seems to have steadied the ship somewhat. They found a little bit of that combination you were talking about. They had some of those guys come in and do some good things. Rinsler and Susie crashing the boards, and Rafferty and Morrison defensively a little bit. So maybe, they had to go to the bench here again. Maybe those guys watching those guys do that work, pick up their game a little bit, take some leadership from the guys on the floor doing some good things, and bring it themselves their next opportunity. Stoyles by himself on the wing. Hunt Mugga comes up, but he's got the 3. Misses. Morrison tries to save, but does not. It's going to go back to FHS. And on one hand, it's kind of a double-sided coin with that shot with me, right? Like he's got that. He's got such a nice stroke. Super talented, but you don't know early in the shot clock if you want it. They could probably get a step-back 3 from that far back anytime they like. And a turnover for Riverview, but turned right back. Morrison tried to go without the ball and got caught. And Mumbercat kicks it.
And realistically, one jumper is not going to get them back in the game. So let's stay the course, take good shots, and work back in that way. I mean, the change is going to happen on the defensive end. Obviously, you got to figure out how to make sure you're getting back and getting stops as far as FHS, because it's still a transition system for them right now, and it's how they're putting points on the board.
Yes, indeed. So fans, we'll talk a little bit about our sponsors here on this break. Obviously our title sponsor, DNA Swag. Without them, we wouldn't have the tournament. Without our venue sponsor, Crandall, we wouldn't have that either. Mark Beverly Investment, RBC Dominion Securities, Wealth Management. Thanks to him for all he's done to put this on. Our gold sponsors you see on the screen now. All their good work for us. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put this on. Our bronze sponsors you see up there now, and one of those bronze sponsors is Jacinthe Leblanc Sports Photography, and we talked about her last night, and we need to thank her for all the work that she's doing for this tournament. But fans, we want you to know that she's photographing all of the games for both the men's and the ladies. Her and her assistant Mathieu Chasson, who's excellent in his own right. Terrific, these two, working for, we know them well through the Magic. I know you and I. Made us look good in pictures somehow for the last few years. But you can go to the men's or ladies' website, locate the sponsors listing, where you can click on Jacinthe Leblanc Sports Photography logo, be directed to the game photos along with instructions on how to purchase. Photos are 20 each, or all photos of one player for the whole tournament, $40. And if the photos aren't posted yet, just be patient and check back later, as they'll be uploaded.
That's a great price.
It is.
That's a very good deal.
Because those pictures are going to be great.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. And another turnover for Riverview. Challenge there was Ewan Robertson. Came up empty, and Riverview's going the other way. Got a little opportunity. A skip pass. Don't know how that one made it, but it did. Stoyles on the hop inside and finishes with the right hand.
Well, you got two seniors connecting there, and for us, we don't have to know how it got there. They work together, and they know.
It got there.
They know.
Somehow, some way. Mulu Morrison got it there. It's back to a 10-point lead, but how about that finish?
I mean,
inside.
We have to believe he's been passing them the ball for a long time.
Yep. Owen Black here with a nice finish, like his game. Rinsler in the spin cycle half court into Rafferty in the corner up to Mulu Morrison on the bounce, and he's going to wait for Hunt Mugga. And on the roll, Hunt Mugga catches. Nicely met there. Well defended by Liam Wallace, says no. And kicks up to Ewan Robertson for 3, and it goes down. Nice end-to-end play there from Liam Wallace on the block, and then the dime drop to his man in the corner, and then another steal from Wallace. And Ewan Robertson wants another 3, steps back, rims out, but an offensive rebound from Wallace everywhere right now. Another 3 missed from Blackier this time, but an offensive rebound comes up short this time. Our nameless player, and I'm going to apologize to him. We'll get you up. We'll get you at halftime, my friend. Oh, and another turnover for Bride Riverview, and it's going to be finished here at the other end by Ewan Robertson. 2 more points and a timeout for RHS. And an ugly sequence there from the Royals getting outworked.
Absolutely.
By the FHS Black Cats. Almost a one-man show there from Liam Wallace the last couple minutes.
But again, even to that point, right? Like it's a one-man show on the offensive end, but it's coming off of a 5-man defensive shutdown system happening down here. They're just not letting Riverview breathe.
They aren't.
And anything Riverview's getting out of their half court right now is a tough contested attempt.
Yep.
And that's if you get it off.
That's if you get it off.
Right?
or off an offensive rebound. They got a couple opportunities there, but nothing easy. That's for sure. And also, we want to talk about just one more sponsor, fans, for the tournament this week, Signway. And Signway is a locally owned company offering quality sign solutions to businesses throughout Atlantic Canada and shipping from coast to coast. Troy Hansen would like to congratulate all the grads playing in the Hoop Classic this year and remind them to reach out for grad banners over the coming months. So, yeah, I mean, really, it's been a story kind of like Riverview High's first game.
Yeah.
Lacking a little bit of execution on the offensive end, but also being out-toughed by their opponent. And FHS learned a lesson, it looks like, last night against Bernice McNaughton. They got pushed around from their own coach's mouth.
Right.
On the boards especially is where it costs them, and they're not letting it cost them today against Riverview so far. So 31-14 now, 3:54 remaining first half.
The good news if you're Coach McAleese right now is this is fixable.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
But it has to happen sooner than later, but it is fixable.
Nothing that's going wrong for them is stuff they're not capable of doing a better job at, that's for sure. Deverex on the screen roll with Hunt Mugga. Hunt Mugga on the drive left, gets in the lane. Lots of hands there, though. Too many hands. Somehow, some way, it made its way. I don't know how it did to Blake Grossman. He missed the first one, but got his own rebound. He's going up for 2. And that was a not how they drew it up play.
Sometimes you just got to scrap.
You just got to scrap and work. And the first one goes down for Blake Grossman. His sister plays ball at UMBSJ. His brother plays football at Mount A. And his coach calls him a wrecking ball, setting a mean screen. And that's something that they're going to need out of him this tournament because they're missing a very key player on their bench, Nelson Rossiter, who is a one-man wall out there for Riverview High setting screens. But he is injured, hurt, not playing, twisted his ankle playing football, where he's a star. Offensive lineman for the football team. Definitely playing AUS somewhere next year in that sport. And going to the line for two shots is Ewan Robertson, grade 12 captain. This guy is described to his coach as super locked in at all times, on and off the floor, wants to get better, determined to play ball next year somewhere after he graduates.
Well, I mean, and the thing is that he plays in a historical program, and so if you develop a passion for that, there's excellence expected. The only way something like a system like that works or a program like that works is if you have personal expectation as well.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I suspect our friends up at John Hickey at Stu, I bet, is loving the look of him in a Stu uniform. I'd be surprised if that wasn't a discussion that John's had. And John, I hope you're listening. I think you are. I think you've been watching. You've been liking our tweets, I think, online. So hopefully John up there listening. He's done some good stuff up there at Stu.
John's a pretty active Twitter guy.
Yeah.
I have noticed that.
Yeah, a lot like me. only less destructive. Oh, Deverex not looking for
Caught
the shot.
for the travel, though.
And got caught for the travel. He's a talented kid. He can make that shot. Not sure what he was hesitating for.
And he's the only grade 10 playing big minutes.
He is.
And he plays big minutes for this team.
And grade 10 sometimes get those panicked moments a little bit. And Riverview looking confused about what defense they're supposed to be in or the matchups they're supposed to have. Stoyles found his guy eventually, finally. And inside for 2 more. FHS spreads the lead again, 35-15 now. Stoyles, though, on the leaner, doesn't go. Crashes in the boards again is Susi. He's had a few of those. He's long. Grossman again, not able to finish. 3 chances there for Riverview, couldn't cash in. And Blackier again on the move. Out to Scholten for 3, and he knocks it in. And the diminutive Scholten.
And even in that,
big guts though.
Even in that, it was transition. FHS is playing defense and then getting out.
Secondary break.
Yep.
Got a paint touch, ran a good secondary break, got a wide open 3. Rinsler off the screen. And a 2-pointer there that is missed from Susi.
Here they
and
go.
FHS, relentless, beating Riverview down the floor. A nice rebound there from Susi. He's done a good job on the boards. Oh, tough catch there from Deverex, but he finishes. I thought he let him a little too much. But the athletic ability of Deverex gathered in that pass from Stoyles and finished. And a nice drive of the baseline there. Met defensively, but sticks with it. Does Blackier love his explosive athletic ability. In the corner for LeBlanc for another shot. Misses, and Deverex tips it to Stoyles, and we're going the other way. 38-17. Riverview trails. But a foul, and they're going to side out here. And a quick move in first half. Feels like the game just started. No nonsense here.
Yeah.
End-to-end action. But FHS carrying the bulk of the play here. Dominating so far in this matchup over Riverview High. Stoyles trying to get a screen from Rinsler. Doesn't get it. Stuck in the corner now as Deverex finds the cutter. Stuffed again. Stoyles able to hang in the air, looking for a foul. Doesn't get it. And a little bit of frustration from Riverview's leading scorer. Can't sulk.
No.
FHS is going to come back at you. Hicks
moves
the ball, and then Blackier finds it in the corner for 3, wide open.
And the issue with that is, I mean, it's not he was looking for the foul, but it's not the official's fault. You're down.
No.
There hasn't been a lot of calls in this game. This is it's not a referee issue.
Absolutely not. And it wasn't a foul. That was more of a I'm just frustrated.
Yep.
That was an I'm frustrated look.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that. The body language, you talked about it, is not great right now. And that matters. Because the kids are going to look. He's your leading scorer. He's your captain, grade 12. They're going to look to you.
Yep. For everything.
Yep. And he's a good kid, and he's a good player. He's just showing a little bit of frustration. Not a shocker. Deverex on the spin. Posted up Scholten. And Scholten gives a foul. But only their 4th of the quarter. Not quite free throws for Riverview yet. Riverview's going to want a score and a stop here to end this half. Go in on a better note. Susi swings the ball all the way over. Scholten is going to come up short with that 3. Good box out there by Blackier. He's looking to push. He's going to find it at the top of the key, and he's going to pop one. Comes up short. That would have been a fitting end to the half for FHS.
That would have been tough to overcome.
That would have been. And again, and the half ends 41-19. FHS dominating Riverview High in this matchup, and unexpectedly, I think you and I would say, we expected this to be a much harder fought game, and Riverview just, much like yesterday, just hasn't shown up.
Yeah, I'm definitely shocked at where we are right now in this game. I definitely expected Riverview to have a better shot, and I mean we still have a half of basketball to go. But yeah, it's like I said earlier, like they've got to get this fixed sooner than later.
But the execution in the half court is not even close. The levels of the two teams not even close right now, and
Right.
FHS also doing a much better job pushing off of defensive rebounds and turnovers, and Riverview not getting anything on the break either. Really,
Right.
very little.
Yeah.
So fans, it's been a forgive the bass shaking our camera, fans. This new sound system in Crandall doing some work. We promise. So we'll try to fix that problem. We'll get everybody's numbers straightened out. We'll be back here, promise, much smoother second half here. 8 minutes and 48 seconds. We'll see you back here, fans. Thanks. Welcome back to the start of the second half. A couple of winded broadcasters hustling back to get in position for the start of the second half. Excuse us if we
Yes.
take a second.
That's what it is.
Ooh, boy. And Riverview create a turnover right off the start. And and it's going to be a lay-in there to start the second half. Excuse me, fans. We're still getting settled here.
Coach Mackley's already making a lineup change with Caleb Gautreau seeing his first time out there.
Yeah, he was sitting out the first half. And a good start for FHS as well in that corner three. And see, this is what we're going to have to fix, the monitor situation at some point, because I missed that three-pointer, whoever that was in that corner. I get blocked out, but a nice finish inside there from Noah McDonald, who got into foul trouble early in the first half, but FHS again running right back at him, and it's been an impressive show from Liam Wallace in this game so far. But up goes Caleb Gautreau, misses, and brought down. But a turnover, FHS. It's going back to Riverview High. So
a lot more energy being shown by Riverview.
Tons.
I know it's early.
It is.
But a lot more energy.
Yeah, but they had some. So maybe this lineup will bring some. I know Rinsler brought some energy in the first half, and so did Grossman. And like we said, Gautreau didn't get a chance to show in the first half, and he's fresh here for the second half. So maybe some energy from these guys gets the team going. They're going to need to be a deep three here from Stoyles, and he can make it, and he does. That's the shot maker that he is.
Knocks down a big one.
That's huge. 46-26, I think the score should be, but we'll see if they fix it up top. And another three there by Blackier. Comes up short, but he runs it down, tries to dance baseline, but gets called for a foul down there. Does Grossman. Liam Wallace taking the ball out of bounds. Blackier out top. Drives and kicks. And there's going to be a three up top again from Ewan Robertson. In and out. FHS chases it down. Look at that feed inside. And two more for FHS, 48-23. Caleb Gautreau finds his man. Tyler Stoyles again inside. Misses once, misses twice, misses three times. Stays with it, and he gets fouled. And he's going to stay here at this end. So Riverview, concerned about the score, and so am I. I'm pretty convinced that's not the right score. I think they forgot a three or put something up on the wrong side. So they're going to get that under control. Still fixing things here, fans. We got some stuff we got to work out up here a little bit, off and on. Trying our best. So Riverview now, I think we got the score right. Looks correct, 48-26. Inbounds to Rinsler. Rinsler's going to drive the lane. Looking inside, not sure who he was going for, but he found Wallace, who's been everywhere for FHS. Really impressed with his game so far. Mumbercat up top for FHS, and he hesitates and goes and takes the contact and finishes through Grossman. Great job by him. We've seen a lot from Lance Mumbercat. Every reason to understand why he's one of the leading scorers in FHS, and battle along the sideline for that ball. And Mumbercat almost created a turnover. Again, a little bit too much ball handling from Riverview against these staunch FHS defenders. Noah McDonald now going to key it into Gautreau. He's going to start the offense. Playing Tyler Stoyles a little off the ball to start this half is Coach Mark McAleese. Trying to get him running off some screens maybe. Look at that dance inside from Linsler, but met by defense inside by Fredericton, and Liam Wallace on the rebound, but he loses it, and RHS has a chance to run. And Rinsler Off to McDonald. Inside to Rensler, lays it in for 2 more. So Riverview again, at least matching FHS in this half with a little bit of intensity and offensive execution. And it's shown on the scoreboard a little bit. Driving is Black here. Nice spin there and lay off and lay in from Liam Wallace and Mumberket dancing along that baseline. And our apologies to the family of Sam Grant. That is the man who's done some good things, number 11 from FHS in this game, whose name we just got straight. So apologies to Sam and anybody from Fredericton who's listening.
If you are a Sam Grant supporter, please know that I found out that I am extremely out of shape while fixing that for you. So
oh, you're expecting some sympathy from us.
I promise you I am suffering more than you are.
All right. You promise?
Oh, man.
So resetting, FHS 52-28 over Riverview High School. Here in the first men's game of the 2021 DNA Swag Hoop Classic here tonight. Winner goes to the crossovers. Loser goes back to the loser's bracket here tomorrow and laid in Caleb Gautreau. So RHS getting out on the break a little bit. But FHS not wasting any time, getting right back at it. And a nice play there from Robertson to set up a wide open Black here, but he misses off the back rim. Run down by Caleb Gautreau, and here come Riverview again. But again, failing to execute. And much better job executing is FHS, and they're going to lay it in and get one. And a foul again on Noah McDonald. And to the line for the three-point play is going to be Blackier. And he's been terrific so far for the FHS Black Cats. Really impressed by, we've talked about it at halftime, FHS isn't a big team. There's not a lot of size on that team. Are you still sorry, should I not ask you a question?
Well, I did the first running.
Deep breathing
and
exercises?
then I went.
Man, okay,
All right, I'm ready now.
We're at the top of the stands here in Crandall, so it's a really long walk up. Gosh, it must be at least 20 steps.
Thank you for covering for me.
You,
I'm better now.
Elderly,
okay.
And an elderly grandfather like yourself.
I am a grandfather, yes. I will not miss an opportunity to share that with people.
And Caleb Schulten back on the floor, matched up with Caleb Gautreau in the half court now for the Black Cats. And Gautreau takes him back door. Nice play by him, but he misses the runner. And rebound there by Cam Evans, one of the grade 10s for the Black Cats. Black Cats play three grade 10s, 2 of which we've seen on the floor already, getting good minutes. So this team solid in the present, and of course with Fredericton High solid in the future, but not a lot of big size, not a lot of length, just solid,
good players.
Just good players, solid shooters. Everybody can handle the ball, everybody can shoot, everybody can pass. Pretty typical of FHS, just maybe not optimum size the way you see sometimes from their teams,
right,
but not lacking in skill in any way, shape, or form.
Right, and they understand the concept of playing together.
They do. Hicks came up short there, and Riverview with the rebound. Caleb Gautreau dances inside. Nice move on the crossover, and he lays it in. Missed that from him in the first half.
Right,
of Riverview.
Absolutely.
Right? Kind of that secondary ball handler from Stoyles. And he comes up with a steal, and he's going back the other way. And he finishes through a little contact there with the left hand.
He's definitely infused a lot of energy into this team.
Caleb Gautreau, definitely, in a wild pass there from Caleb Schulten. And Riverview getting a chance to get this under 20, which is significant for them. First probably goal for them was to get it under 20, then start thinking maybe you can get it under 10.
Yep.
So baby steps here for Riverview to try to bring it back, but they're not going to give up here. Spot in the crossovers at the Hoop Classic on the line. Morrison, the high post to Hunt Mugga.
Oh, the one thing that you don't have to question, RHS is not going to mail it in. They'll continue to fight regardless of the score right now.
And Morrison digging in for that rebound. An offensive rebounding foul. And FHS going to the line already with 3:40 left in this quarter. And
I mean, if I'm Coach McAleese, I'm not upset about that. They're playing aggressive. I mean, you'd like to play defense without fouling, but
yeah,
if you are picking up a few fouls, then what it shows me is that you're actually playing some aggressive.
Yeah.
You're getting involved.
And they can't be passive if they're going to come back from a 20-point
Right.
deficit.
Right.
That's for sure. So a couple of those fouls is not the end of the world. Unfortunately, you got a good shooter like Cam Evans makes you pay, and he goes 2 for 2. And Gautreau again dancing through that screen, showing some confidence, pulling up. It comes up short, but Mulu Morrison getting on the floor and collecting, and it's going to be a jump ball. And that is going back to Riverview. So good job by Morrison, getting in there and creating another turnover. His energy has been good off the bench here since he's returned as well. So there is Stoyles, and they're going to send two guys at him as they always do. They move it quick to Riverview. Gautreau inside to Huntmugga. Stoyles is going to look for the three and gets it from deep. The range is unlimited.
And it's a much different shot coming off the catch.
It is.
It's a much different shot coming off the catch.
Right? That he can step into. And it was a perfect delivery too.
I was just going to say it was put right where it needed to be.
Right in the pocket.
You just stepped in and let it go.
Yep. And that range does, and that, I mean, he's got massive range and it's effortless. Like it looks like he could make it from 2-3 feet further out. And McAlee's a little frustrated with that one from Gautreau. And so was Tyler Stoyles, showing some frustration.
Well, I mean, from that perspective, now I did say, you're playing aggressive, you're going to get fouls. That's a bad one, though.
It's a bad one.
You don't want to give a foul in the backcourt. It's not necessary at all. Move your feet, stay in front, and we'll deal with what we got to deal with at the hoop.
And Aaron Hicks, another freshman, 2 freshmen on the floor for FHS. Goes 1 for 2, but rebounded in there, but ripped away. Morrison going the other way to Gautreau. And the athletes for Riverview have come to play in this quarter, and they've got the lead under 20, down to 19.
Yep. Now the goal's 15. Yep. Now you get it to 15.
Yep. And it's possession by possession. Scholten drives left in the corner. There's Evans, turnover. Morrison created another one. Now it's about making the right decision, and there's Stoyles wanted it. Nice play by him. Huntmugga not able to collect, but he gets a good pass out to Gautreau for 3, and it goes. And here come the Royals. A little bit of buzz in the building now. And FHS sending some guys to the bench to sub back in. And another turnover. And here comes Gautreau. Makes the right pass to Morrison. He's got a 3. It's up, and it is in and out, and that would have been really interesting if it had gone. But here comes Fredericton back the other way, and they're going to execute that break and make that to Matthew LeBlanc. That's a big miss-make difference. And that was a big 30 seconds. That could have been down to 12. Instead it's up to 18, or down to 13, pardon me. Instead it's 18. Morrison dances inside, looks for Huntmugga, not there. Cross court, and there's Stoyles, but long with that one. Almost banked it in, though. Tried to create a turnover, doesn't. Nice pass inside. And the finish there from Hicks, from Evans, the grade 10 connection again. Those two both having a good quarter for the Black Hats. Gautreau with a nice spin, gets it to Stoyles. He beats his man baseline and gets hit, and he's going to go to the line. So push back out to 20 is the lead, but Riverview's got a chance here, the last 122. Couple of hoops, couple of stops, at least make it interesting for the fourth quarter. But FHS comes back with Black here.
And I mean, right now is a good time to, like, if you're Coach McAleese, this is a good time to tell the boys, like, look, let's get it to 15 now.
Yep.
We'll take the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter and try to get it down to 10.
Yep.
If we get it down to 10 in the first 2 minutes, let's just go ahead and win a game.
Yep. And the third grade 10 for FHS, Jos Boyen checks in. Yep, you heard me. I got it right.
Hey, I believe you.
You doubted me before the game?
No, I doubted me. That's why I left that for you. I didn't want to.
Nice work again on the offensive glass. Susie's been everywhere on the offensive glass for Riverview. Created a lot of opportunities. And there's a skip pass caught in the corner by Hansen, made its way back to Stoyles. He comes up short, but he follows his shot. And a nice pass inside for Morrison on the finish. It's back under 20 again, and
they're battling.
Hansen trying to create a turnover. Something's lit a fire under the Royals here, and it's got them looking like themselves again at least.
Absolutely, they're not going to give you this game.
Robertson back in the game for FHS. Bayen with a spin, goes baseline. And traveled, but luckily for RHS, that was a travel because
they were in a tough spot.
Matt LeBlanc was doing a nice job sealing there on that side. He had a lay-in if that pass had been executed. But it's a turnover. Back to Riverview High. Morrison going to go against Bayen. He's got some good size for a grade 10 kid. Morrison crosses him over but loses it. Able to snag it. Doesn't turn it over. Deverex all the way over to Hansen on the drive. Misses. Riverview crashes the boards again. Look at Susie again, digging it out of there. Morrison to Deverex. Deverex just looks really hesitant tonight, does the grade 10. And the 24-second clock's flashing, but it looks like it's still working. And there's going to be a foul here. Inside, looks like it's on Evans. Crashing the offensive glass, and Riverview gets a chance at the last shot here, down 17. Making things at least interesting. They get a hoop here, and they're going to turn it over if they're not careful. They get it in, though. And it's going to be a 2-on-1 to finish, and Deverex is going to get a chance to improve his night, and he does.
That's a big shot.
A big shot from the grade 10.
That's a big shot.
See if FHS can finish at the buzzer. Blackyear's going to have a chance to pull up and shoot. He does not, but they're going to call a foul at the buzzer. And I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah,
Tim Bailey.
There's no way you're ever going to convince me to challenge Dick Steves out here. Like, I'm not going to.
Ooh, boy.
If he was somebody else, I might argue that call. But
the only thing I bicker with on something like that is if a guy goes hard and strong, then okay, and he misses the first one. If he's dancing around with it, pulling the ball back and forth like that, I have a tough time agreeing.
No, hey,
and ball don't lie. My man Rashid once said.
I agree with you 100%, except I won't say it about him.
The coolest man in the world. As we've discussed last night, Dick Steves is the coolest man in the world. So, yeah, if you missed our broadcast last night, we talked about Dick. He was reffing here, and he refereed the Dream Team, the original Dream Team Olympic final.
Come on, folks, you're watching. Look at that strut as he makes his way back to the sideline there. Like, come on. What are we doing here?
Oh, good grief. So fans, we'll be back to you here in just a minute here. We'll take a little bit of break between quarters. All right, fans, here we are back for the start of the fourth quarter. Lance Mumberket to key it in for the FHS Black Cats with a 14-point lead. The start of the fourth, and look at that. You want your senior to get you a hoop to start off the fourth quarter in a big way, and Ewan Robertson just puts his head down and drives and gets him one and puts him back up 16. Deverex on the handoff, and that is a turnover there from Riverview. Ugly start to their fourth, and FHS is going to run. That pass a little behind Mumberket, but he collects. Blackyear over to Robertson and misses a three, but a rebound there inside by Susie, who's done yeoman's work on the glass tonight for Riverview High. Deverex on the drive, stops on the baseline, misses, and rebounded by Mumberket. Blackyear on the run on the right-hand side. Pure speed, look at that.
Somebody's got to drop down and help out there, though.
And no communication there defensively by Riverview.
Yeah, in this moment, you're fighting your tail off to get back into the game.
Yep.
those things are unacceptable.
And Liam Rafferty comes up short, hustling for the rebound there. Was that Ethan Hansen didn't come up with it. Black here with a careless pass there, and he knew it. And Robertson on the other side said, hey, man, drop it off to me. I had a layup. So just a little bit of miscommunication there in the break for the Cats. 8:46 clock running, 18-point game here in a game to decide who goes to the crossovers in the DNA Swag 2021 Hoop Classic. And referee Dick Steves catches Susie over there on an offensive screen. And as is the case in most of those, it's the point guard's fault on that one, or the guard's fault on that one, the ball handler. Went a little bit quick, didn't get set. Caught him with a chicken wing. Going the other way.
The old chicken wing.
The old chicken wing. Mumbercat with a sidestep three. Comes up short, and Susie crashes again, but can't come up with it. Black here. Over to Mumbercat, and he gets hacked. And he's going to the line for two. So Mumbercat, we talked about the grade 9 captain, and he's what he's added to his game, as Coach King felt, was getting more physical in his grade 11 year. He's actually relied too much on the three in the past and felt like he's gotten a lot better at putting that ball on the floor, getting into the middle and taking contact, and we've seen that
he's shown it tonight
a lot for sure. He makes that first one at the line. And he loves how he doesn't force things. He's the leading scorer, and he gets the focus of the other team's defense, but does a great job not forcing it.
Letting the game come to him.
Yep, and that is a skill in this game.
Yep.
Something you got to learn.
100%.
Yep. Stoyles now for Riverview. With Hunt Mugga running that screen roll and tries to finish with the left and can't. Trying to get his hands on that rebound. Mumbercat, that strength, digs it out. On a nice cut. Great pass, but Mumbercat can't finish. And Hunt Mugga trying to do three things at once and should have eaten that ball instead of saving it, because that's going to result in a lay-in at the other end for FHS, and that's just a mistake you can't make. That is a mental error, and Sam Grant capitalized. And a turnover and Mumbercat collects. And this fourth quarter has been a rough one so far for the Royals. And a nice step in there from Black here, but well defended on the pass by Riverview. They're going to go the other way. They got a 2-on-1. Stowe's going to pull it for three. He wants it. Didn't get it. And great rebound by Black here. 1-2 pass.
Fredericton going to do what Fredericton does in that situation.
Playing hard. And Mumbercat calls for a sub, and I can see why. Putting in work here so far in the fourth quarter. And Riverview, that group that got them in the game towards the end of that third quarter, I think needed some rest.
Right.
And Coach McAleese not getting the same game out of the guys he's gone to start the fourth.
And I mean, again, that's the difficulty in coaching. You're playing a long game. You know, you do have to protect these kids.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's tough. Like when you're not getting the same level. From everybody else.
Yep. Absolutely. You want to leave in. I mean, he was probably tempted to leave in guys like Gautreaux and they got them in the game. They're late, but he can't overwork the guys early in the year. You got to try to get some guys, and you can't just play, because at some point it becomes a situation where the kids, like, they only give so much, and you always get into that situation where you put out so much effort to get back in the game,
right? And
then you run out of gas.
Yep. And
that's kind of, you hit a ceiling, right? And they just got themselves too far down to expect to come back here against FHS.
And that's why coaches talk so much about getting off to a good start.
Yes.
Right.
So fans will get a quick flash of our sponsors here up on the screen. I was forgetful at this timeout, so always want to give a shout out to DNA Swag and Crandall, you and everybody. And yes, I will take it down. We'll go back to the sponsors and thank them later. Don't worry, fans. I'll get it off the screen. I've heard it from everybody. Gautreaux back in now. Nice pass to Hunt Mugga. Oh, good hustle there, keeping it alive. Morrison back to Rinsler in the corner. Three goes in and out, but Riverview crashing the boards, and Morrison will start again. Mugga inside. And back comes Blackyer, pushing up to, and he's going to lay it in is Robertson. And now's the time of game where we start talking players of the game. Taya, I like to do it. We don't get a chance to do it off mic, so we have to do it on mic. So we'll have that discussion as the game comes to conclusion. I think the man on the line is a good candidate for the Black Cats. But you got a lot of other names you can go to. Mumberket, of course. I've been super impressed with Liam Wallace. I've said his name a bunch. Anytime a hustle play was involved, he was there. But Blackyer, too, has been terrific. And Riverview, I mean, you almost got Caleb Gautreau's making a push for it, just playing one half.
And just what he brought to the game for that half has just been mind-blowing to me in terms of, like, the way the game changed.
Yep.
When he got into it, which
but
to me is important.
Yep.
But I mean, at the same time,
you know what? You know who mine would be for them, because he's shown effort on both ends and crashed. And I've said his name a bunch on the boards. Is Matt Susi. I've loved how hard he's played. He's the kind of guy that doesn't get a lot of recognition. He's one of these bangers for Review, not one of their scorers.
Right.
And in a game like this, where
you need your bangers to get out there and be physical. Yeah.
And the bangers banged. I don't know if the scores were kept at their end of the bargain tonight for Riverview. They just weren't able to get in the glass, and there's another three reined in from FHS, and that is number 13, Wyatt Adu at the top. Pretty looking shot from him. Gautreau, nice 45-degree to Mulu Morrison for three. Well done. That looked pretty. Another nice feed from Gautreau. And Blackyer inside gets it knocked away.
That's a big strip.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm thinking, I mean, Robertson, Mumberket, or Blackyer. I mean, take your choice. Take your pick for FHS.
Yeah.
The lover of the guy that likes the unheralded guys in me wants to give it to Liam Wallace, because I just loved how he worked at both ends of the floor. But these
speaking of
at the line, yeah, he's had a terrific game, doing all the little things. But I think Robertson did so many of the big things well. I don't think we can ignore it.
I'm kind of landing on Robertson myself.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's our guy.
I'm going with it.
Yeah. And we'll need to come to a conclusion about the Riverview High player of the game, but
I already did.
Did you?
Yep.
Who'd you do? Attaboy. Morrison creates another turnover over there. So Riverview's going to key the ball in. Morrison to Gautreau. 79-51 the score. Roughly halfway through the fourth quarter. Gautreau with a step back and a two. And his excellent half continues. 79-53 now. Caleb Scholten running the show for FHS up top. Gets a screen from Cam Evans. Also had a good game for FHS as Evans. Look at that kick to his man in the corner. Gets the roll. Does Matt LeBlanc, who's also had his share of good minutes for FHS. You can't really name an FHS guy that hasn't had a good game tonight.
No. That was a tough player of the game choosing in that situation.
You can go all kinds of places with Fredericton High today. And everybody that's come in's contributed, because everybody, it's typical of FHS. They got more guys than you do who can pass, shoot, and dribble.
Right. Yep.
And those basic three skills add up to a lot.
And
it doesn't matter
normal.
What size you are.
And that's normal for them.
It is.
Like, that's who they've been.
Everybody's got skill on an FHS team most of the time. And the rookie, Yost, gets it stripped from Mulu Morrison, and Gautreau's going to give it off, get it back, and missed there from Morrison. And that probably should have been a shot there from his teammate, but he didn't get it up.
Nelson Rossiter going to give that ankle a try.
Yeah, Rossiter, a couple of minutes just to get him some run. Probably just to get him in the game, say he played, because he is hobbling on that thing. He tried to practice with it. And it didn't go great, according to his coach. But, I mean, he's a senior, and he wants to get some minutes in the Hoop Classic.
Yep,
and he's a great kid, so who's going to deny him? For all those who don't know, Rossiter is a highly recruited offensive lineman. He's going to be playing football somewhere in the AUS next year. I'm rooting for Mount A personally.
Here he goes.
But his mom says he's got lots of places to keep in mind because he's a popular guy with the football coaches in this area. Morrison makes the right play up the wing. A missed layup there, but a good follow. And Susie.
This is character time if you're the
is.
Royals. This is when
is.
Coach McAleese is going to find out. Like, their regular season starts next week, and this is going to be the time that Coach McAleese finds out who wants to go.
Yep, 100%.
I would not want to get hit by that screen.
No, right? He blocks out the sun.
I saw it starting to build. I was like, oh boy.
And look at him fighting for position in there. I mean, he's going to make a difference when he comes back and he's healthy.
Yeah.
Look at him even on that ankle, gimpy. Look at him trying to carve out space in there. Good luck.
Yeah, I saw him start. I saw him curl around and start coming back to set that screen.
You wouldn't.
And I got uncomfortable.
You wouldn't want to guard him.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He'd take you inside.
Yeah, no. I don't want anything to
inside.
do with that. I don't want anything to do with that. That's why I respect him. I'm saying all nice things. His younger brother.
By the way, Ronan Jensen on that last finish for that too. I think I said the name of Matt Susie, but it was Ronan Jensen who finished off that hoop for Riverview High.
Yeah, so Nelson Rossiter's younger brother, Hazen, actually plays for the JV squad at Riverview, and he's a solid basketball player. They're both going to be stars in their sports, right? And
they are.
Like he's a football star.
Yep.
Hazen, I believe, is going to be one of the top high school players.
Shout out,
when he
Hazen.
finally gets
Shout
going.
out.
I really like that kid.
Yep. Caleb Gautreau beats his man. Going to take a screen from Susie. And a nice cut in there from Jensen. Kick back out. Gautreau short. Look at the hustle from our boy on his bad wheel. Oh man! Didn't even look to the bench though. The coach is saying, "Hey Nelson, you didn't even look at him." Coach, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm a football player, dude. I'm playing.
Eye contact means that we had some form of communication. When in that communication, you can pull me out of here. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
No.
In fact, I'm going to play on this side of the floor now.
Scholten using that screen up top. Kick back out. Morrison. Oh, comes up empty. Pardon me. Gautreau on that steal attempt. And going to the line for 2 shots is going to be Cam Evans. So FHS is going to make their way into the crossovers tomorrow. And Riverview High will be playing in one of our early games. So the shot goes down. First one for Evans. So our next game up tonight, Harrison Trimble against Sussex Regional High. Again, winner goes to the crossovers tomorrow. And we'll face Bernice McNaughton.
A very important night we have here tonight.
Absolutely. And tomorrow night, there's going to be a Moncton High, Fredericton High matchup tomorrow, which is very interesting.
Definitely looking forward to that.
That's going to be a difference in styles, isn't it?
With Feli Njai back.
Feli Njai back at the size of Moncton High against the skill of Fredericton High. That's going to be a heck of a matchup to watch as Scholten gets a leaner to go in the lane.
Scholten has gotten himself a new fan tonight. I'm a fan, yeah.
Oh, seriously, there's been so much good stuff from FHS tonight. He's just kind of one of the guys that got lost. But yeah, absolutely. And look at him battle Rossiter down there.
I watched him earlier in a matchup with Deverex, and like same thing. Like there was no fear from him, and he battled. Right,
he did.
Great job.
Gautreau nails a 3. And brings the lead down to 85-59, but FHS beating them down the floor just like they did all night, and Matt LeBlanc a lay-in. We've said every FHS player is in a positive light tonight at some point. There's Nelson carving out space. Took some contact there, didn't get a call. Mulu Morrison out, dancing inside, feeds his man. And he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Is Nelson Rossiter limping around on that foot.
I guess another question, too, is when an offensive lineman decides he wants to back you down on the post, what do you do about that? He's actually trained in the art of moving a body backwards.
I think you just run back on offense.
I think you're right.
And you're talking about Nelson?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to give him shots on that? Our boy's not going to get a chance to get his Hub City Hoop Classic senior points. That's too bad, but Deverex is going to come in for Mulu Morrison. So 87-59 here. It's been a convincing win for the Black Cats. The Royals had a pretty good third quarter, but that's all they were really able to put together tonight. Rossiter collects. Jensen. Over to Gautreau. He uses that screen. Step back. And almost had a 4-point play out of it. Did Gautreau, but he's going to go up the line.
Came up shooting.
He's been terrific in this half. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If it wasn't for the we had 1 half to play, he would be our unquestioned player of the game for review,
Absolutely.
I think. Knocks in the first one.
And I feel like the score of this game would be a little different too because of the energy that he brought into the game.
Yeah, it really would have been. Another ball handler too. He and Stoyles working off of each other.
Yeah,
is a different look for Riverview.
That early 10-0 run pretty much came off of energy, right? And nobody had it for RHS as far as the energy part went. And so knowing now that that's just who he is. He's just energy.
He's just energy. But also shot making too. I mean, he's had everything going for himself in the second half. And FHS tried to step back in. It did Aaron Hicks make himself inbounds, but not quite. Coming up on a minute remaining. Gautreau dances around Aaron Hicks. Nice 45-degree pass to Deverex. Didn't want to get it up. Back up to Gautreau. Uses a screen going left. Kicks it over to Deverex. Kind of 2 in the corner. He's going to get it up. Comes up short. Crashing the boards again for RHS is Matt Susi.
Great outlet.
And his
can't finish, but he had 3 guys there to rebound. So
he did.
Everybody gets in on the stats.
Yep. And there's Susi on the floor again, not giving up on anything. Is our player of the game for Riverview. Deverex collects, gets it to Susi. He's going to drive the lane, lay it in with the left hand. Good finish of the game for Matt Susi. He's called the Junkyard Dog by his coach for a reason, so love to give those guys some notice when we can. And he's deserved it tonight with how hard he's played. And FHS will just take a turnover here probably late with a couple seconds left, and Riverview will dribble it out, and we'll go to start turning our attention towards the late game here tonight to decide the last playoff spot at the Hoop Classic, as FHS is going to seal up an 87-64 win.
Turnovers are a huge factor in this one. Huge factor.
Massive. And Riverview's really gonna have to, when they're looking to, win the 5th place game tomorrow, go into their final game of this game on this tournament on Saturday, and turn their attention towards the rest of the year. It's really going to be where do we find offense when that initial screen roll that we love to run for our shooter Tyler Stoyles, where does that go? Where do we get our secondary offense? And we'll listen to the players of the game here. There's the player of the game for Riverview, Matt Susi. And Robertson for FHS. And fans, all that's left tonight is our late game, and that's going to be, so stick around for Sussex Regional High against Terrace and Trimble. That's going to be an interesting matchup because of how tough and hard-nosed those teams are. It's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
So please join us back here, and we'll see you in about half an hour.